Okay, now we're gonna add likes to this video. So when we click on this just console logs like, but we want to be able to add it to our likes database. So let's go back to our table, and we have this like table that has a user ID, a video ID, and video user ID. And for this one, we had video user ID. I know I added comments. I had video user ID on this one. I wasn't really sure, but I do know for likes, we have video user ID, so it's an easy way to count how many likes a profile has received. Not how many that I've given, but how many they received on TikTok. You're able to see how many followers they have, how many people they're following, and how many total likes that their videos have received. So that's why we have video user ID. And so first thing we're going to do is create a new function called add or like video. Replace our log. We want to add it to the database. So we're going to do const. This format will should be familiar after a little while. From like, insert video or user ID, which is our user ID. So we're doing the action. The way I structured is that user ID is always the person taking the action. So even if you're a follower, user ID is I followed the follower ID, and then same thing with like I followed this or I liked this video. So that will be our user ID. So we need video ID and then video user ID. So video ID, we have video.id, makes this async, user, and then video user ID, video.user.id. And let's make sure that join is there. So if we log this video, so we have user created an email. So this is the person that posted the video. So this is their ID. Okay, so that's good. And that's why I like to add the star. Let's go back to index. While you want to clean it up for production, just adding all the joins right away helps because it won't error out. It just won't give you data. And then you want to clean up and go back and only return the data that you want to just reduce the payload. So we're going to import Supabase. This lib still doesn't remember utils. Oh, actually, I don't want to do that either. Okay. And then for the purposes of this, just to see, we could create a temporary liked is liked false, set liked if no error, set liked to true. And then if it's liked, we want it to fill in right now, and if it's not liked, we want to outline it so we can differentiate between the two. So right now, it should be outlined, and then when we do it, it goes out, and we want to be able to unlike a video too. So unlike video, and then delete. And we need the like ID first, so we'll come back to this one actually. So right now we have like, not unlike, and then it should have added an item to our database. There we go. So this is our user ID, the video ID, and the user of the video ID, which is again our own, because we're the only user. But in an ideal state, it would be another person. And so we have our liked, but we want to be able to track if we've liked this video before. So it won't really make sense to be able to call Supabase every single time a video is loaded. we want to see if we've liked this video or not. So what we're going to do is, instead of calling get likes every single time, I think I'm going to add it on the auth provider. So we call it when we first log in, and then we can just store an array of IDs, like IDs, and then we can compare it, see if this video is included in that like ID array. And so what that looks like is, we're going to go to auth provider and then get likes. And this is just so we could store it in the back end. So like, select where. Let's make sure the ID is getting logged. Oh, there we go. It's getting logged. So if there's no user ID, okay, so it just was skipping out. There we go. Okay, so now we have likes. And we have a bunch of information here, but we really just want the ID. And even then, we're going to store const likes an array of strings. So set likes to not just data dot map, and there's the like ID. And then let's log likes. There we go. We want to just have an array of IDs, and that way we can pass this likes, and we could even update get likes. And we want to pass it into our types. And we haven't been doing this a lot, but we definitely should come back and add to our types. And then if we go back to video, we have access to likes and get likes. And then we want to see, okay, well, based on this, instead of doing set liked equals true, we want to get likes when this is clicked, and then we want to check if this array dot includes, we don't want the like ID, sorry, we want the video ID and the like ID. Okay. And then we want to store both, actually. So okay, so we're going to go back. Instead of just mapping, we're just going to store the whole thing. And then we have access to, but then we have to do filter to check to see if this likes array, now it's an array of objects instead of array of strings, so we can't do dot includes. We want to check to see if this array of objects, the video ID of that like equals this video ID. If so, that means we've liked it and you want to fill it in. Otherwise, we want to do the heart outline. So let's try to save this and see if this worked. Likes.filter. So let's log likes to see what it looks like. It's also. I just went against what my own thing said. Okay, there we go. So now we actually gotta return those fields. That would help. So now, if we liked it, we know we liked it because it's filled in. And now we could add unlike because we have access to that like ID. So we want to do const unlike. We do need to change this. There we go. So if likes filter, it's filled in and that does the unlike video. If it's like, okay. Let's try this one more time. Okay, now it's liked. We unlike it. There we go. We like it. We like it. And we could see the array being returned. So if we unlike it again, this database should be empty. Yep. There we go. So now we have likes and unlikes. So the next thing we're going to do is add search. So now if we click the top search button, it doesn't do anything. So first we're going to create the actual page so that people can actually navigate towards it. And we're just going to copy and paste the component from friends since it's just a very basic component, and replace some of the content with search. And of course we have to add the route so that it recognizes that file. And we're going to use the same header that we've been using on other pages. And now it still doesn't work, so let's check out why it's not working. We didn't add the route, so right now it was just logging search. So you have to do router.push and then the new route that we just created. And there we go. Looking pretty ugly, but the page is there right now. So let's try to clean it up just a little bit so it doesn't get centered into the screen. And then it's off screen right now, so we're going to use the safe area view again so that that top notch isn't covering our section. And there we go. There's our header with our search. But since we're already on the search page, we don't want to show the search icon in the header. So we're going to add another input into this header so that we could either hide it or show it based on the page that we're on. So we're going to add a new prop called search and default it to false, so that it'll only show if you have the search prop in the header component. And we want to add the go back button. So now if we go to, we have to go back to the actual header. So we had imported the header onto the home screen, so now we have to add that search prop since we're defaulting to false. And there we go. We have the back button and the search button, and it shows and hides based on the right pages that it's on. Okay, now that we have our search component, we want to actually be able to search. So we want to put a text input, and it's very similar to the text input that we have for comments. We should probably create this as a component, but to get this working, we're just going to copy and paste from the comment section and add it to our search page. We're just going to get rid of some of the view part that we don't need, but we want it to style it the same exact way as we have it on the comment page. So this is a quick way to get it running. And of course, we have to import the right components. So we need to add the ability to change the text. Right now, it's on press is adding a comment and it's setting the text. So we need to be able to do that same thing to be able to set the text and read the text in this component from this component state. So it's going to import React. And we got to create our new function. So this is calling add comment, which doesn't exist on this page. So we're going to, instead of add comment, we're going to do a search function and then replace that onPress call with our new search, even though it just logs. And then we're going to onChange text, we're going to search, and then placeholder search. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we got our search. Maybe that's a little too much. But we got our search. So we want to be able to, on this button press, search the database. So what we're going to do, data, nope. I'm going to do Supabase dot from users, or user, select where username equals text. So our username is nerd, I think. Only got one user. Oh, we got 3 users. So let's type in nerd and see what we get. Oh, that would help to import it. Oh my goodness, lib. Okay. Let's see. Await. Oh my goodness, can't spell. Async. From Supabase. Select everything where the username equals the text. The text equals this. Okay, let's try this. Nerd. There we go. We get the user, and we could search test. And we get the test email. Okay, so right now we can search by users. They don't show up yet, so what we could do is we could do const, let's do results, set results. And then add a flat list of the results. And we could actually use the same, again, copy and pasting, so we should probably repurpose this, but for search, image. Okay, so right now we don't have an image yet, so nothing's going to show here. We're going to have a placeholder. It's going to be black rounded circle. We want an item.user, so it's not going to be, it's going to be item.username since the item is the user. And then what else do we want to put? What else is on users? That's kind of it, actually. We don't want to put anything else. So we probably could just do so it would be user. Let's make this more clear. User dot username. So let's do nerd. Cannot read property username of undefined. User.username. Oh. Has to be defined as item. That's why. Okay, here we go. So we can search user. And probably the next step after this is to be able to click on that user and see their profile. So right now we don't have a profile page yet. And you could even change this, so like let's say maybe on every single type you could search, or if the characters are greater than 3 or whatever number you want to use, do search. So there we go, we have our search page. We're starting to copy and paste a lot of the components, so we should probably want to put a component for like the input component, or the I don't know what to call it, where it has like an image and a username and an action. So those should probably be components. So maybe we'll come back to that in other videos.